Y'all see that? They teach y'all that in school. Have anybody heard of a carboxylic acid? Carboxylic acid. See, there's only a few hands. So even when you get into the structure of amino acid and carboxylic acids, we are more prone to have more carbon acids or carboxylic acids in our bodies than European, which have amino acids. Then you break these down into their subgroups, and you look at amino acids, it's built off of nitrogen, it's built off of ammonia, and it's built off of sulfur. These are the three main key ingredients that makes up the European. But when you look at it in ours is selenium, ours is copper, ours is melanin and carbon. So say if I do a genetic test on you and I get a genetic test on you based off the genetics you were missing, I know whether you're not getting serotonin or not. I know why your genes are not being turned on based off of who you are, your molecular structure. So what we do at our clinic is, if you come into my clinic, we give you a genetic test and we give you a full blood and comprehensive panel, and based off of that and who you are, your physiology, I know exactly what to put back into your body. Billy mentioned something very interesting. He was talking about vitamin D3, and he was talking about how all of their blood work and all of their testing and their pharmaceuticals is built off of the standard of a 40-year-old white man. So if you send a 14-year-old African-American to the clinic right now, into the emergency room, all of their standards and statistics is based off a 40-year-old Caucasian male. How can it help out this 14-year-old black girl? So we have to start approaching health and wellness as individuals. And that's the only way we can get healed and get help. And you was talking about carbon, you was talking about vitamin D. They don't even have the machines to even measure our vitamin D correctly. And Europeans, they measure the vitamin D3 inside their bloodstream. Our sun does something different. We go through something called biophotomodulation, meaning when the longer we sit in the sun, we have a way of dispersing the energy of the sun, and they'll only go in our bloodstream, but it goes deep into the middle of our cells, and they don't even have technology to measure that yet. That's why at least 80% of y'all, so-called black people in this room right now, is vitamin D3 deficient. But in fact, you're not really vitamin D3 deficient. They just don't have the right technology to test yours. So this is what we talk about when we're talking about culture. The word culture means to cultivate. Cultivate comes from cultivation. This is former talk. This is permaculture and agriculture talk. This means to grow something. So bringing this from a health standpoint, if we know that there's not no technology out here that's really able to test our vitals, if we know that the blood work is based off of a 40-year-old Caucasian, then shouldn't we change the blood work panel to fit us? Shouldn't we create technologies and get together and figure out how to create the utensils and tools to really measure our vitamin D3? I'm asking y'all a question. Talk back to us. So this is what Keys and Billy is talking about. Culture, really taking the bull by the horns and creating things for our situation and our needs. And I'm going to give it right back to you. I just want to do a quote. This came from John Henry Clark and Dr. Amos Wilson. He said, the point and purpose of a culture is to meet the needs of a people and to solve the problems of a people. So if it's not meeting our needs and it's not solving our problem, then we can't call it culture.
So a lot of you are aware of identity politics, right? Right? But what we talk about is biopolitics. Because we're not really getting to the deep in the root of things. And at the core root is what it means to be radical. So somebody may say you're radical because you get into the root of the problem. And everything we're addressing is at the root. As we talk about sun, I often ask people, number one, are you living at your 100%? Now, if I say mentally or physically, let's start physically. Physically, do you have your 100% body? Do you have energy when you awake? Do you reach peak levels of energy? Is your body fit? Can you run a mile? Can you do push-ups? Right? Throughout the day. Is this the body you would choose if God gave you a choice? Then why is it the body that you choose every day? You choose to maintain the body with the habits that you have. So that we can live at a higher frequency, that's the top floor, or the bottom floor. The bottom floor means eat whatever you want to, be inconsistent, do not care whatsoever, and you just stay there, rent-free forever. The top floor requires you to change habits, change